Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be going through some of the coins, well all of the coins I've recently been buying from the Royal Mint. Not quite as many as I would usually go through, but it does mean we're not going to be racing through them to try and get through 10 boxes. I've still got 5 boxes of coins that we're going to get into. Of course with these, I have already opened them, of course. I've opened them from the bottom of it so that I can check the coins over, because I could have these for a good few months until I make one of these videos, and I've got to check the coins are all in there and all acceptable. But I open it from the bottom because it's quite pleasing to open it from the top. So we start off with this coin. Move all the boxes out of the way. What is this coin? It is the latest Harry Potter 50p. Harry Potter and the Flying Car. Now the Harry Potter series, the first 4 that came out with the 4 different characters, Harry Potter, Dumbledore, not Gandalf, I always want to call him Gandalf, as you can tell I'm not a Harry Potter fan. It was Harry Potter, Gandalf, the Hogwarts Express and Hogwarts School itself. They were okay, they weren't the most exciting design, although I did like actually the Hogwarts School design. We then changed up and we had the Harry Potter and the Flying Key, and I was like, oh, it's a very weird topic. It doesn't sort of shout Harry Potter to me, as again, as a non-Harry Potter fan, as other things would. There are lots of other characters that haven't had their own coins, but I really like that design. I thought it was an absolutely lovely coin, and then the Black Lake was announced and I was like, oh, here we go, if it's in the same sort of art style it's going to be great, and that one was rubbish. I did not like that design at all. Whereas this one, the Flying Car, I don't think it's as exciting as the what's it called, the Flying Keys, but it is so much better than the Black Lake. I do really like it. So that's the version without, and that is the version with colour. Again, with the colour on coins, my general rule of thumb is the coin should look great in with and without, and I think on this one it does. There are plenty of other coins in the past where it either doesn't work with colour or it doesn't work without the colour, but I think it's very good. Obviously the key issue with this coin is that as you can see, Harry Potter's friend, who I can't remember the name of, is sat on the wrong side of the car for a UK car. We don't have left-hand drive cars in the UK. Allegedly it was a simple it's not an error, it's an error in the design, but it's not an error coin. There aren't versions where it's a right-hand drive and a left-hand drive, and the left-hand drive are exciting error coins. It's purely that in the original illustration the car was driving right to left, and the Royal Mint have decided the coin would look better with the car flying left to right, so all they've done is inverted that image, which has resulted in the car being left-hand drive all of a sudden. So yeah, slight faux pas in that design, a bit like with the H.G. Wells £2 coin, the 4-legged tripod machine, and the Invisible Man wearing a bowler hat, wearing a top hat rather than a bowler hat. So yeah, it's still a nice design regardless of that. We then have Silver Proof, which again looks very nice. I always like these perspex boxes that sort of add to the coin. Sometimes it's just a blank perspex box. Obviously it's just magnetically held together. You can get the coin in its capsule out. I wouldn't recommend getting it out of its capsule, but no, very squeak, very cool. Happy with that. And let's have a look at the certificate number. Always nice getting a low number. I know it doesn't really make a difference, but it's always nice to see how low we can get. 816 out of a limited run. So limited in this presentation of 2,500. There are 2 numbers. This is because 10 would have been struck for other purposes, probably trial of the picks. But like some of the coins that are in annual sets, their limited presentation number will be quite a bit lower than the maximum coin mintage, because they've minted some to put into other sets. But no, very cool. Happy with that. It's a good start, and hopefully is a sign of good things to come from the continued Harry Potter series for however long they decide to carry it on with. We next move on to, now this is an interesting coin. In the last video where I did one of these big unboxings, I showed you that I bought what was described as 2010 Shield 50p's. The listing had pictures of 50p's, and what arrived were round pound coins. So I was quite aggrieved at that, and when I opened it I said that I felt like I'd been missold. I was quite unhappy with that, given all the years I've been buying coins from the slight issues and inconsistencies, bits of debris within capsules that I've just sort of moved on with and just carried on, because again, I appreciate that they're not always perfect, but I can accept a certain level. But that I felt was quite egregious. But I did say I'm sure that the Royal Mint will do me right when I was opening it, and I have been in discussions with them and they have done me right. So this coin I didn't get for free. But I got it at a discounted price, which I was quite happy with. It's a coin I really wanted, but couldn't bring myself to spend that kind of money on it. It is this year's, although released in last year's, 2025 Silver Proof Sovereign. I don't think it's the premium one, is it? No, I think it's just the standard one. But again, I think they look really cool, and then I managed to talk myself out of buying one, because it is quite a bit of money for one of these, for what it is, despite being the first silver sovereign that the Royal Mint had produced for the UK. But when they started arriving at work, Britannia Coin Company, they just look so nice. So this all came about because of the slight mistake that was made. Oh, weird. Normally certificates sit in those. Anyway, that's fine. But no, it is very cool. Oh, the capsule's a little bit loose. Well, that's always my hint, my tip. When you get these coins, make sure that they are sealed shut. It seems to, in my experience, slow the effect of toning. But no, I think it's a lovely coin. I think it's really, really smart. Will I be buying one every year? Hopefully not. Although, I know what I'm like. I'm terrible. Once I've got one, I've got to have them all. But yes, I think it is really nice. It was just a bit expensive for what it is. But again, having had an issue with those 50p's that were actually pound coins, we negotiated a deal that I thought was acceptable for this. So I got number 4,567 out of a mintage of, where is it? Oh, 50,000. My goodness, that's quite a low number actually, considering there were 50,000 minted. Again, we're not entirely sure whether the certificate number, was this the 4,567th one minted? Would this have been the 4,567th one that they sent out, or have they just sent out a whole load of them in random sequences? Who knows? Not me. That is the answer to the question. Very nice box as well. I know I'm not a box collector, I'm a coin collector, but it is a smart presentation for it too. And again, will I be able to resist if they do a 2026 Silver Sovereign? We'll find out as and when and if that happens. But no, another lovely coin. This coin, again, I think this is quite sad in a good way. Sad in a good way. It is just a silver coin. There was no BU version of this coin. It is the 1 ounce City Views Athens 1 ounce silver coin. Why is it sad? Well, I think that this was, if memory serves, was being promoted as the last in the series, and that's sad because I really like this series. So we've had London, we've had Rome, we've had Paris. I think the designs are absolutely amazing. There is so much detail going on in that coin. Look at the sky, the way the clouds work. I think it's just phenomenal, and I would love to have had more of these. It's historic views of famous cities, so it's a historic view of Athens, somewhere I've been. So it's such a nice coin, such a nice design. Is it? Yeah, it's shut. So I'm quite sad to see this series. See this kind of thing, there's a little fibre there. That's not on the coin, because if I spin the capsule, which I've just tightened up, it does move, so it is a bit of a fibre on there. So that's fine. I can live with that. I can remedy that myself without touching the coin. But that's kind of things. The slight frustrations that I do. I haven't in the past raised an issue over. But no, kind of gutted if this is the last one that they do, because it's such a lovely coin. It's such a nice detail. to it, and all of the coins in this series have been absolutely wonderfully designed. What number have we got then? 511 out of 1,250 made for this presentation. Again, this is what always gets me. I tell myself, right, no more £5 coins, no more proof 1 ounces. We're not going to do this year, Christopher. And then it comes out with a vintage of that. How can I say no to that? There's only 1,250 of them if they sell out, because that's a ceiling. All these vintage figures, then that's not a guaranteed limit. They will sell up to that. So if for some reason only 50 people buy this coin, there will only be 50 of them, and we won't find that out until sales figures come out, and they take a few more years than vintage figures do. But no, like I said, kind of sad that it's the end of this series, because it is such a lovely series. I really like it. But I guess will save me money if there's no more to buy. Right, coming up next, exciting coin. I always think it's funny when I get to strike your own before I get the actual coin. This is the VE Day 50p, struck fairly recently to celebrate the 80th anniversary of the VE Day. You'll have, well, I have uploaded a video from when I went down to the Royal Mint experience, because this was the strike on the day of the 8th of May 1945, 8th of May this year, 2025. You could go and strike this coin, and I went down and had an amazing time at the Royal Mint, as I always do when I go down. But one other thing I will comment on, so these plastic sleeves are much better than what they were coming in. They were using some sort of very awful recycled material that's quite it wasn't opaque, but it was didn't make it look very clean, whereas these are much more transparent. I guess this packaging, the Royal Mint aren't putting it on the coins expecting us to keep them in that, but that is what we do. So again, if that is a shift in the direction, that is a thumbs up. They're still not quite as nice as they used to be a few years ago, but they have certainly improved on what they were sending them in. Right, crumbs. I didn't have 10 boxes to get through, but I have been prattling on. Right, we've only got one more after this box. So that was the brilliant uncirculated BU coin. This is the silver proof, which is very, very nice. What number did we get? 2071. Imagine if you got 1945. That would be a cool number. 5,000. See, so again, 5,000 in this presentation. 6,060 were minted of the coin in silver. So I imagine there are some sets or covers or things that that extra mintage will go into. But no, I think it's a very smart design. I think it's very nice. Callback to that old £2 coin from 1995, the Peace Dove. But yeah, very happy with that. I think it's a nice design. It's not my favourite design. That is currently the H.G. Wells £2 coin, released early this year, but it is a splendid design and one that I very much like. I'm glad to add into my collection. Right, that brings us on to the last box. Another interesting coin. Get these out of the box and you can have a look. So, it is King Charles III's coat of arms, which I think looks very nice. Again, it's a nice detailed design, which looks good on the £5 coin. See, this is what I mean. These are, I think, this feels a little bit more the old style of, well, not the old style, but what they were sending them in. You can see they're just not quite as transparent as, say, this one. I mean, it's very stupid. I'm a coin collector, not a packaging collector, but I do like keeping them in the little plastic wallets. I think it's just the way I've always kept them. But no, it's a very nice design. The version with and without colour. Oh my goodness, how expensive are £5 coins with colour getting? It's unbelievable. Now sometimes, if you look very closely, you can see. Oh, I don't know if you'll be able to hear that. There is a lawnmower going on outside my window. Right. Some people have said that they've had ones where the printing isn't quite lined up, and I'm just looking at, say, the little bit of that tail. It might be how it's supposed to be. I think this one looks pretty good. I don't have a problem with that. Again, I've had coins where the printing isn't absolutely perfect, never have raised a complaint about it, because again, it's just what happens, isn't it? But no, I think it's a nice design. Not my favourite design again, but still happy with that design. And of course, that was the brilliant uncirculated base metal, and then we have the silver proof. Has this one got colour on it? I think I prefer it without colour. Oh good, it is without colour. There we go. Very, very nice. Ooh, that was a bit loose as well. Splendid design. Really like it. And again, oh, this was a £5 coin. Okay, as the 1 ounces, I've decided for 1 ounce proof silvers, I need to stop. But just ignore the one that I bought in this set. I already had the rest of the City View set. I had to complete it, right? Oh, I bet there's a City Views completer coin. What would that look like? But yeah, wonderful design. I really like it. What number have you got? 264. That's the lowest number today, isn't it? 264 out of, again, look, 2,000. Only 2,000 of them were made. Oh, it's just got me hook, line and sinker with numbers like that. Designed by Timothy Node. I think he designed some of the, was it the 2005 Sovereign with the sort of modern George and the Dragon, and the, was it the 2002 Golden Jubilee design using the shield back design? I think that was Timothy Node as well. It's a name that I do recognise. I apologise, I should really have been looking at the names of the coin designers for the other ones that we've looked at already, but no. Very, very happy with the bits and pieces that I have bought to add to my collection onto the shelves behind me. Favourite coin so far today? Ooh, I don't know what I'd pick actually. Probably the City Views Athens. That is such a nice design. It was very, very cool, although it's quite close because there were some really nice ones there, and I do love that silver sovereign. But yes, I caved. I did buy one. I said I wasn't going to cave and buy one, but we negotiated a good deal, so I was happy with that. And my thanks to the Royal Mint for rectifying the situation that I was unhappy with the 50p's and being pound coins. We're all friends again, I'm happy to report. Okay, now as usual, you'll find links in the description of this video across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to come and join me and other coin collectors on that. There's also links to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel, the company I work for as my day job, so please do check them out too. All it leaves me to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.